So now my buddy Bob has this restaurant called Panchito's. It seems that the Mexican guys weren't very sanitary. So they had a pet. The pet's name was El Panchito. And everybody knew about El Panchito. And El Panchito was about this long. He had a tail about this long. And long whiskers, beady little eyes. He was a rat. And he would scurry around. And up in the ceiling was a thing boxed in where the pipes were. And his favorite food was chickpeas. Okay? So for some unknown reason, El Panchito lived in this place was about a little longer than this. Like there's 2 posts, this would be 3 posts, and this thing ran the whole length. He knew when they opened up a big number 10 or whatever those big cans are of chickpeas. And then you hear coming down that thing. You know, and everybody's sitting in this restaurant, you know, and we're all kind of hippie-ass kind of people. And after a while, everybody knew it was El Panchito. Well, El Panchito started out with a long tail, but the Chinese cook that they got to cook in a Mexican restaurant, okay, you got this, his name was Wang Jose, you know, okay? And it's true, he was a Chinese cook who spoke Spanish and cooked Mexican.
Wow.
He was from, not Veracruz, the other side of the country, on the West Coast. And little piece of history, when the United States decided they didn't want any more Chinamen once the railroad was done. You know, the Transcontinental Railroad, they had no more need for Chinamen, they just sent them down to Mexico. You know, and we complained about Mexican immigrants. We sent, I think, like 22,000 of them down there. So there's a whole section in Mexico where there's a Chinese population, but they didn't come from China. They came from California. But anyway, so we're in there one day, and El Panchito and Juan Jose had a battle in the kitchen. He dropped something on the floor, and El Panchito came scooting out from under the grill, and he tried to grab a hold of it, and Juan, he said, "No, you ain't getting that," and he winged his knife, and El Panchito had a much shorter tail. Now, this tail lasted for a couple of years. I mean, he was there a while. So the health inspector comes. Now, Bob Engelhardt, who owned this place, was a very bright man. He knew that the health inspectors never worked after 4:30 in the afternoon. So what time do you think Panchito's opened? 5 o'clock. But somehow, one day, they decided, they stopped in to visit, and I was sitting there. I had, by this time, become the dishwasher, and that would offset the 35 cents on the bus fare and my cappuccino prices and stuff when I was there. We're sitting there at the round table. The health inspector's sitting here like this. The counter's behind where the espresso machine and everything is, and they're talking about the health inspection, right? And I'm sitting over there somewhere, and I look, and out from behind the espresso machine, in all his glory, and he's sitting on the counter looking at the health inspector. And I'm sitting there going, Bob says, "Are you all right?" "Yeah, it was something I ate." And the health inspector, "Well, you know, there was a problem in the restroom, you know, you needed to clean it, blah, 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 you know, so on. He's got this sheet, he's checking it away. Well, there's 11 things on this list. You need to have them all cleaned up in a month." Bob says, "Yep," and he sees El Panchito. And we're starting to pull this off, right? Now we're hoping when this guy gets up to leave, and he turns around to go out the door, there he is. With the wisdom of a rat. As soon as that guy moved, that rat moved. And the health inspector went out the door. Now Panchito sat behind the espresso machine, just as happy as any little rat could be. So when you're in New York City, 105 McDougal Street, I believe it's still there. Probably some of El Panchito's great-grandchildren or great-great-grandchildren are there, you know, and they're doing well. Enough for me.
Very good.
Good job.